Hello and welcome to Amazon Live. It is a Friday night, May 24th of 2024. I can't believe May is already almost over. It has gone quick, and I am sure you are heading into your nice weather, starting up a bunch of projects, and that's why I wanted to do a tool stream. So if you're getting the kids involved, some of these, the kids can help with, your older kids. Some of them are for you. Maybe you're getting the kids ready to do some summer jobs to make a little bit of extra money. Anyway, if I can use these tools at my age, then I'm pretty sure you can use them too. And that's one thing I get asked about when I do a tool stream. Cheryl, do you really know how to use these tools? And the answer is yes. I'm not a professional, especially not with the welder. I just started with it. But yes, I do use these tools myself. And that's one thing I want to stress is us girls, no matter what age, we can use these tools too. And there's a few of these that I highly recommend that if you're a dad watching and you've got a daughter that is learning to drive or going away to college or getting jobs where she's going to be driving, you look at some of these tools and think about maybe getting them for her and teaching her how to use those. And that's one reason I have some of these, is because when I'm out traveling by myself, I want to make sure that I can change that tire, I can change the oil, I can change the brakes. All of those things are very important. You don't want your daughter, your niece, your wife stranded somewhere waiting on a stranger to come and help her, when maybe you could teach her how to help herself. And we have a Gina Capone in the comments. See, Gina, you just came because you wanted to see all my cool tools. I know that. Gina and I live stream on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Every Thursday night. You never know what we're going to bring to that show. So, anywho, Gina is not a tool person. That's why I thought I'll go live on a Friday night and bring out some of my tools. And these are just a few of them I picked out that I thought might be useful. And yes, my big thing is thinking of the girls and the ladies that are by themselves is my first item I have tonight. Yes, let me highlight it. It is on special too. I tried to find some on special. This is a cordless impact wrench, and it has plenty of power. I love this because when I go out in my truck and I'm going to a car show or I'm driving cross country or anything like that, if I get a flat tire, I'm not lifting the tires for my truck. Might be an issue, but if I can get something under it and get it lifted up on, I can change my own tire. If I need to check the brakes, I can get that tire on and off. This, one thing I talk about with this is making sure your lug nuts, you can get them off. I have very small wrists. I'm not a big person. I can't get those lug nuts off myself. With this, I can. Not only that, but when I'm done changing that tire, I've got it back on, I want to make sure those lug nuts are on tight, and I'm not going to drive down the road and my wheel come flying off. So that is where this comes in super duper handy. It does come with, I believe it's 5 sockets, and I just make sure it's charged up before I head out anywhere in my truck. Super easy to use. I guarantee if you've got somebody in your family that's never used one, give them a couple of lessons, teach them how to watch, and they'll be able to use it too. So Gina says, I like tools, just not the ones you have. Well, Gina, you're missing out. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, who doesn't love this? That's got to make you feel good. But this also comes in, if I can pick it up, I've got dogs coming in, running around because I've got that going. It comes in a nice bagged so you can keep it all together in your car. Mine's dirty, it's not new, but when you get yours brand new, let me tell you, it'll look a lot nicer. It won't have had all the wear and tear on it that mine has. But that is by Revvstark. They sent it to me to try out, and I was like, ooh, I like this. Especially once I figured out all the times I probably need it or could need it. I'm glad I have it. And if you are watching live, we've got some specials going right now in the stream. They are most likely going, and if you're on live, you can click over and go straight to them, and yes, catch that special. If you are watching the replay, whether you're watching it on Amazon or YouTube or somewhere else, those specials may not still be going. So your best bet is to hit that follow button so you know when I go live, and you can catch those specials live here on Amazon. Because once the specials are gone, there's nothing I can do. So I want to make sure y'all understand that. Also, if you want to be in the Amazon live chat, you have to be here when the video is going live to be able to chat. Otherwise, you can watch and see the chat. You just can't participate. So if you want questions answered, you got to be here live for it. Now, the next item, I'm going to tell you right now, until I needed one and I bought it, I had never used one. This is going to be my gosh darn it, there you go, I highlighted it for you. And this is my EPAuto torque wrench. I didn't know what it was or how to use it. I've used plenty of wrenches. I'd never used a torque wrench. And yes, it comes in a nice hard plastic case. It does have 2 extensions with it. So I thought, before I bought it, I wrote the company and said, is it going to come with instructions? Because I don't know how to use it, but different things say you need to tighten to a certain amount. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And I had some guys tell me, well, if you need to tighten to 80 pounds, you should be able to feel that. Well, I can't. I don't know what 80 pounds feels like. It's not something, maybe if you do it every day, you can know that. I personally don't know it. So that's why I went ahead and I bought this. And they sent me a PDF with the instructions. The instructions also come in it, but it was very nice of them to send it to me to make sure I got them. And this does your foot-pounds and your Newton meters. Yeah, it's got both. I don't know what a Newton meter is, but it also comes with a chart that so you can convert one to the other and know. But this was so easy to use. You're going to turn up over here. You're going to turn your handle up to the correct foot-pounds. Then if you need like 101, you're going to use the dial down here. Then you're tightening it, and there it goes. Now I said, how am I going to know once I hit that? Well, as I was tightening, you hear this click, and it's a loud click. So you know you have got it right. Now, I've had a couple guys give me tips. So anybody watching that isn't used to using one of these, I'm going to pass them along so you know too. One of the tips one of the guys told me is never with a torque wrench use another pipe over it to give you extra leverage like you might do with some things, because that will interrupt and you won't get it to the right foot-pound. So don't put a pipe on here trying to get that extra leverage. Also, when you get done using this and you're going to put it away, you want to make sure you untighten it and let it all the way down, screw it down, so that it doesn't have, you're not up on any of these measurements, because it's got a spring in there, and from what I understand, and that spring will wear out and you don't want to leave it while you've got it turned up. So turn it all the way back down and lock it and do it that way. And yes, for anybody that doesn't know, it does have, so you tighten and loosen, so you can use it that way too. But I didn't know how to use it. I had to read the instructions, and once I read the instructions, I figured it out. So if I can use it, I guarantee you can. Took a little bit of muscle just to use it, but setting it up is not near as hard as I thought. They make it easy as pie for us. So next up is also from Revvstark. And here it is. It's a really nice case. I'm going to highlight that for you. Hope y'all are having a good night. Ready for summer. Kids are getting out of school. Holy smokes, it's that time of year. So, depending on what kind of job you might have or what you're doing around your house, is whether or not you actually need this. This isn't something I use a whole lot. This is a 3x360 self-leveling level. And when I say self-leveling, kind of. It doesn't just all of a sudden fly out of your hand and level itself. But you can set it up so that I have a lot of friends, and most of them are in construction and things like that. You go to hang something and they can just eyeball it and know if it's level. I don't have that ability at all. I mean, none whatsoever. I can pack up, I can look, and it's still going to be wrong. So that is where this comes in. Like I said, I don't use this a lot, but when I need something level, it is awesome. My one problem I thought I was going to have is what happens when I set it, because you can set it on a tripod. It's got the 1/4 inch. You can set it on, oh, there it is, on a tripod. And I thought, well, if my tripod's not level, then my line still isn't going to be level. It'll just go, oh no. It'll tell you when you're not level. You can either set it to manual and decide for yourself, or you can set it to tell you. So when it's not level, it beeps at me. And I know I'm already screwed before I ever get started. So it comes with 2 batteries in the case. It's got all kinds of stuff in here. It's rechargeable, USB charge. Here is the remote with it. Let me see. Oh, here you go. To attach to it for leveling. And I thought this was another thing that was going to be so hard for me to use, and it really isn't. It's hard. It was hard for me to understand what it was going to do when I first got it, because I just didn't know what to expect from it. There you go. I'm not level. Can you tell? That's what it tells me. So let me turn this. There you go. But super handy for all of those jobs. And I know guys that do construction work, and of course they're going to use it manually because they're building something on an angle. The guys that build some rat rods, they use it when they're doing chop work on cars. Gina says, I have something like this to make lines on a wall to paint. Yes, you can use this to do that too. It's going to put your green lines, and you would be able to, trace them or whatever you need to do, tape off, things like that. And I'm getting ready. I think I've got a big wooden flag, and I think I'm going to hang it back here on the wall. And trust me, I'll be getting this out. I'm also looking at getting a light to put over the flag. Well, thank goodness for this. Otherwise, y'all would be watching and everything would be like that. So I wanted to show this to you. It is 30% off while we're live. If you're watching the replay, you may miss it. Sorry. Gotta be here live. Hit that follow button so you know when I go live. Like I said, it's usually on Thursday nights, but I decided to do something special, and I like showing off my tools because I just like my tools. I'm waiting. I got a stick welder in the stream, and I'm waiting for somebody to send me a MIG welder. I tried one of those out, and I love that thing. But we'll see. I spent a lot of time refinishing furniture and working with my dad in the garage growing up. So that's, still in my blood. Gina says, my dad and I used it to do Mikey's nursery before he was born. Yes, see? Exactly. These things have some jobs. I know a plumber that he saw this and he's like, oh my gosh, I gotta have one of those. Because with plumbing, you've got to get your angles right. For like me and Gina, we may not use one as often, but when I need it, it's great. Because like I said, everything in my house would be tilted. Gina can probably eyeball things better than me because she's very artistic, and that plays a role. I don't have that ability. It got lost somewhere in my DNA. Gina, I don't know what I'm showing off about, but I am showing off. I'm showing off a lot of great tools, and we're happy to have y'all here. My name is Cheryl, and I got tools that I use. And if you missed the beginning of it and you're just tuning in, yes, I use these tools. Some I'm better with than others. The welder, I'm brand new to. It's a stick welder. I tried out my friend's MIG welder, and I loved it. Yeah, Gina says, yes, I can eyeball. I'm pretty good. Gina does design work, so I figure she's got more of that than I do. I'm good with numbers. I'm good with words. I'm good. My computer skills are really good. My creativity is this. My ability to work with tools improves every time I get a new tool. I love when companies say, we want a man to try out this tool. And I'm like, but why? There's a lot of women that own their own car shops now. I have a friend, she's owned it for a long time, a paint shop where she paints lowriders and custom cars. She is very good at what she does. She doesn't just paint them one color. Oh no, these things are done. In fact, this Sunday, there is a lowrider show out at one of our parks, and it is put on by the lady lowriders, and a lot of them work on their own cars. They may have someone that helps them, but then again, most people do. But these women do a lot with their own cars. So I do media for SEMA, and SEMA is seeing more and more and more women. When I started doing media for SEMA, I was one of maybe 3 women. I by sure was the oldest, but now we're seeing a lot of women into not only doing the media because they're around it all the time, but also building cars, opening different types of automobile shops. I work construction. A lot more women are getting into construction. It's not just for guys. Some of us girls, we pick and choose what we're good at and make it work. So the next item I have up for you is just a small item for your house. You can, of course, use it for the car, because I know how you guys are. You drop tools, and you drop tools in the most inconvenient place. I've got tiny, scrawny hands and little wrists, so I'm usually the one they say, can you reach that? So I'm having to dig down in there. Now, I don't know if my battery does work. I wasn't sure. This is by RAK Tools, and I've got a couple of things by RAK Tools. And this is got the light that you can flex around. It does have the extension, so you've got a little bit of length. And this end is a magnet. So you drop some of those things down in, you can reach down in and get them yourself, rather than all of these other ways that some of you guys, I have seen guys jumping on the bumper of their car, bouncing, trying to get something, screws or things to fall out. It's easier than that. So this is on sale, 15% off. They did have, I don't know, they had different specials going on it. So I wasn't sure if we would make it. But it's still on special. You can get this a great Father's Day present. Or just get it for yourself. I don't care if you're a guy or a gal. You can use this because you always drop things behind other stuff. I don't care what you're working on. But just a little handy tool I wanted to show you because it was on special. Gina could even work one of these. I'm telling you right now, she could even work one of these. So if you're just tuning in, be sure to hit that follow button so you know when I go live. You can hit notifications. And and you never know, I have a lot of pet stuff and tools. In fact, and Gina's laughing because I'm making fun of her. But that's okay. We like to do that. Gina, how's it feel to just be sitting in the audience and not be able to yell back at me? Poor Gina. The next tool I have up for you is also by RAK. This is a contour tool. And if you're working, I know that a lot of times when you work with decorative things, or you have to go around a post or a pipe or anything and you've got to make that template. This is, I turned it over and then usually I have it the other way. But the one thing I know with some of these, they do not hold tight. So as soon as you move them, your whole design changes. And I'm gonna just press this here. There you go, I pressed it on my leg. It's not tight right now, but I'm just gonna flip the lock, and there you go. It holds tight. And that is one of the big problems with a lot of these is they don't hold tight. So if I were to do this with some of them, it would start falling, and then I've lost it. It's useless if it's not gonna hold things tight. And Gina says, I'm not sure I want to respond, but I'll get muted. See, this is why I go live without you, Gina, so that I can tease you and you don't get to answer back. And if you see something walking through here, I've got two dogs that are strolling in and out, my Border Collie and my Black German Shepherd. They want to help. Yeah, here we got ears, huh, baby? They just aren't very good at helping. Yeah, it's okay, honey. But this is also, oh, I didn't highlight it, I'm sorry. I think this is still on special. No, this one has ran out. This is what happens. They will be on special for a little bit and boom, that special is gone without warning. But wanted to get this out and show it to you in case you're going to be doing maybe some home improvement projects over the summer, or maybe your job requires you to do this and this is much easier and it holds super tight. So that one gets a thumbs up from me. Now, next up is something like I was saying with the impact wrench. Gina wants, oh, you want the RAK Contour Gauge? Hey, I know where you can get one. Go to Thrasio. They'll help you out. But these are super handy. Oh, Gina, you could do all kinds of things with this, with your designing. I think you should get yourself one of those. Now, we were talking about with my impact wrench about the fact that your wife, your niece, your daughters, whoever, teach them how to use it so they aren't stranded, on a desert road by themselves or anywhere else, coming home from work, coming home from the ball game, you name it, driving back and forth to school, and they've got a flat tire. They've got to wait on a stranger possibly to come and help them. Teach them how to do it themselves. It might be a little intimidating for them, and maybe they don't want to stand on the side of the road and, in a nice dress and do it. But if need be, they know how to do it, and they don't have to worry. it may take you too long to get there to help them or anybody else. So it's an option for them. And yes, you can teach your sons this too, because let me tell you, I know a lot of men that don't know how to use an impact wrench, don't know how to change a tire, change brakes, anything like that. But here we go. This one, I'm going to click it right now so it is highlighted for you. This is on sale, 37% off while we're live. You're going to be able to get this special. And this is going to be an air compressor. And it's not cordless, but it is where it plugs into the cigarette lighter of your car. I don't even know if they call it a cigarette lighter anymore, but it plugs right in. So you can be out along the road. As long as you've got that, you're good to go. Here it is. I'm not going to pull it all out because there's quite a cord on it. It's got different attachments, whether you're airing up the tire in your car or that basketball. Now this is digital, so that you're going to be able to see the reading real big right here. So if you're airing up your tire and you're like, I don't know how much pressure, well, you're going to be able to see it right here. And I'd love to plug this in, but I am not pulling that big old truck in my office here to plug this in, and I didn't grab my converter. But this is on sale, 37% off. This is another item, it's got a light, that goes in my truck with me when I'm going out, because there again, I want to be a little more self-sufficient and not have to worry about relying just on strangers if something happens. Gina, you could work this one too, I guarantee it. This is easy. Turn it on, you're good to go. Not that hard. And then you can say you know how to do it. And I keep stressing, teach your kids how to do it. Teach, if you've got a Boy Scout trooper, Girl Scout trooper, a church group, teach those kids these skills so that they are able to take care of things when they need to. I'm going to have to go out to New York and teach Gina how to use this stuff. That'd be crazy, me getting on a plane and saying, here, I'm just taking all my tools I need to show Gina how to do this. All right, if you have any questions, family-friendly questions, put them in the chat and I'll try my best to answer them for you. If you're new, hit that follow button. I greatly appreciate it. And yes, Gina, we both know I am not coming to New York. That is never going to happen. You're going to have to come out west or wait till I move and come to me, and then we will. I mean, I could see it now. If I did come to New York, I'd be out there, have you and Mikey we'd take your whole car apart and try to put it back together. Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that. No. So the next items I have coming up are very new to me. Something I had never done but wanted to. And I was lucky enough to get sent this, I'm going to say FEIFANKE, I don't know how to say that, welder. This is a stick welder. I had never used a stick welder, but my friend Paul has Bad Rat Garage and he builds rat rods. Him and Steve Darnell, they work together and build rat rods. So he's been welding since he was 10, and I said, Paul, will you show me how to use a stick welder? He's got a MIG welder I can use. I had never used a stick welder. So they were nice enough to send me this. And I have to say, it was so much easier to use than I imagined. Yes, I needed assistance. I needed to know how to set it up because, like I said, I had never used one. It comes with the 2 lead cords. You've got, here's your ground. The other one's hanging down here. It all got tangled up when I moved it. Oh, your little, I don't even know what, this is a lead cord, but it holds your stick. I don't know if there's a special name for that. I'm sure if there is, somebody will tell me. But it does read out digital, so you can see it real easy. On off button on the back. And I think the box when it came said it was 8 pounds. So it's not very heavy at all. It's lightweight. It works great. In fact, Paul that builds rat rods, I asked him. He said, yeah, it's a great welder. It's labeled for beginners, which, yes, it's not complicated. You don't need any tanks or anything like that. It just plugs into the wall. So that makes it even easier if you've got a kid or a grandkid that wants to try out welding to see if it's something they're interested in. You don't want to be going out and buying a $5,000, $10,000 welder just for them to try it. Here you go. This is a great one. And Paul said it's a nice welder. He said if you are a handyman and taking it out to do some repairs, got some things you want to fix around the house and to learn on, awesome. Now, yeah, he's got big welders and all that. So, but like he said, he doesn't have anything this nice and little that he could take to somebody's house and just plug in. So he was quite impressed with it. And I still need a lot of practice. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not an expert welder, but I did it. And we have Evans. Good evening, Evans. I am here. Gina's in the chat. We took the mic and the camera away from her tonight, and we're letting me show off some tools. It's one of my favorite things to do. Evan says, Gina, Gina, she got your book today. Oh, there you go. Gina has a book talking about diabetes burnout, and it just went live on Amazon not too long ago, like a week ago. So she's been doing good selling that. So there's a few things you need when you are welding. And one of the first things was welding gloves. I'm trying to hit my buttons and it's not going there. Welding gloves. Now, I have small hands. If you're looking at welding with a younger person or a woman, no matter how old, one of the problems I had is all the guys that said, oh, you can borrow my welding gloves, or I've got an extra pair. Those things are like this long on me, and I mean, they're made for gigantic hands. I don't have that. So it felt kind of like somebody had taken a comforter and wrapped around, and I couldn't do things well. So I searched and searched on Amazon, and here you go. I got these welding gloves, and the reason I picked these out of all the welding gloves I could find on Amazon is they have a size chart. So you're going to measure across the palm and then from the bottom of your palm up and choose a size. They have small, medium, large, extra large, and extra, extra large. Now, that I got the small, and they fit great. They could be just a little bit looser and it'd be great, but like everybody says, they're going to stretch as I use them more. But when I was using the stick welder and they had me holding the rod, I was fine. I could feel it getting warm as it got up close, but it didn't ever get hot, of course, or I just let go and not hold it if it's hot. But they have been working great. And like I said, if you want welding gloves that you are able to size, this is it. These are the best ones I found that came in a size to fit my smaller hands. So I'm sure there are some of you with kids and grandkids and such that are going to take welding in school or want to help you out, that they have smaller hands and you can't find gloves that fit them. Don't my thing is, don't make them try to work with gloves that are gigantic, because I couldn't get anything done. It made it so hard to do it. So there you go. These are much better. They are, I believe they are the 14-inch. And so they covered plenty of my arm, because anything longer would be getting up in here and I'd have to roll and mess with. So wanted to put these out. They aren't on special, but you're going to need these when you order that welder. And you might need small ones. I just loved it. Now, one thing I don't have in my stream that I have not found yet, when I went out to do welding, I had a helmet that was so dark. I mean, it's super duper dark, and it stayed dark. Well, there was Paul had one of Steve's Welder Up helmets, which was way nice, and it went light, and then as soon as it sparks, it goes darker. That was the best, because I didn't really, I'm trying to watch everything, but with that super dark, I couldn't see that well. With the one that was light and then it got darker as you started, that was great. I have not got me one of those yet, but I'm going to be looking for one of those darkening ones. So one of these streams, I'll probably have one of those in. Thank God I could borrow Steve's and didn't have to worry. Well, it's Paul's, but Steve gave it to him. I don't know how that works. Anyway, I used it. Now, we have another item to do with my welder. Can you tell my welder's new and I got new toys to go with it? And I'm super excited. I got to try out my chipping hammer. I didn't know what this was. I didn't know I needed one of these until they said, yep, you gotta get a chipping hammer. Okay, so this one is the one that I have in the carousel tonight, and it is on special. It looks to be, oh, it's 51% off. It wasn't 51% off when I bought mine, I don't think. But here it is. I used it while I was welding. I mean, I don't know if there's a big difference in these. I mean, you just beat the snot out of it once it's cool and knock all that slag off. So I don't know if this is the best one there is out there, but it works for what I'm using it for. So being on special, I wanted to include that. So if you're getting your welding on tonight, we wanted to get everything. And that's why I have my last item tonight. I've had Gina and Evans over here talking about diabetes. They're chit-chatting on their own. We're talking, right now we're talking welding. Gina says, that tool looks like something you break an emergency glass with. Oh, my hammer? You could. You absolutely could. I do have a glass breaker, but yes, you could. Trust me, if I needed to break the glass to save my life or my dog's life, this would work. I'd make it work because it's got a nice little pointy end. So maybe I should put this in my purse and start carrying it with me. Case of zombie apocalypse. I would be ready. Never know when that's going to happen. So, yeah, Gina and I have talked about the zombie apocalypse. Hope you all are enjoying my tool stream. I know some of you might think, Cheryl, you don't know that much about tools. Well, I do use all of these. Like I said, the welder I'm not perfect with, but I'm learning. And I also learned I like that MIG welder. But that's a whole nother ball game. Yes, Gina, we are going to be ready for the zombies. Absolutely. Yes, Evans, if I was to ever crash into a pond, I'd be able to break the glass. Because I got to get my dogs out. If you're riding with me and we crash into a pond, if I've got the dogs, I'm getting them out. You're on your own. Just wanted to put that out there. Some of y'all know how I am about my dogs. So here we go. I had to get some welding rods, or what, I don't know if you call them welding rods. Is that the actual word? It's a stick welder. Are they? Yeah, welding rods. I had to think for a minute. Did I screw that up? These are 3/32 inch and 1 pound. And I got these because they said for beginners, the guys told me these would be easier for me to work with. And so that is exactly what I got. I got some of these, and I'm trying to get them open without spilling them. They look like a giant sparkler. If you're new to welding, Gina, see, yes, curtain rods for welding. They do look like a giant sparkler, because that's why I was like, oh, I mean, I'd seen some before. I just hadn't used them. I didn't understand the sizing, things like that. So I'm not going to try to explain it to you because I don't fully understand it, but there is a difference. And so they told me to go ahead and get these because they would be the easiest for me to work with when I'm just learning, and especially for my first time. Evan says, are you going to weld? I've been welding. I got a welder, and I've been learning to weld, Evans. I even have videos up of me welding. So I went out to RAK Garage, and Paul helped me out with my welding, because I couldn't have done it on my own. I don't think I'd have felt secure enough just watching some videos and trying to do it myself. But he explained it to me and helped me out, helped me get started, and helped me understand how the settings work, and how I need to move back and forth, and how fast and slow, and how you know what you're doing when you overburn it, because I did that, and when you get it perfect, because you can look underneath and see that line. All of those little tips to help me get it going. Gina says, can you light it on fire? It's Memorial Day weekend. No, Gina, it doesn't work that way. But if I had sparklers, I would do sparklers. I don't have any. I live in the desert now. Things are very different when it comes to fireworks. Growing up back home, we used to have bottle rocket fights and all kinds of things, but I don't do that in the desert because things are dry. Very dry. They'll catch on fire. See, Evans, you didn't know. I know it looks like a huge sparkler. Exactly. Evans, you had no idea what I was doing. I'm out here in Las Vegas just doing all kinds of stuff. But see, my own welder. Yeah. I'm not going to be, I don't think any place is going to hire me right away to do welding. But if I had to fix, a wrought iron gate or something small, I think I could get it fixed, at least good enough to hold. I'm not going beyond that. I'm not doing anything where somebody's life depends on it. Rock things you could throw at people and they crack. Oh, the little poppers. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. They look like a little ball and the paper's twisted and they kind of snap. Yep, those are poppers. They still have those. Those are very safe. Yeah, sometimes they're safe. I mean, 4th of July, I have some friends, and yeah, it gets very crazy. But so many fireworks now are illegal that you cannot have them. So I don't know anybody that has those. Yeah. See, y'all want me to do a Friday night stream every Friday now, so you can come in and chit-chat and have something to do on a wild and crazy night. You could be out doing something, but no, you're sitting here with me. I have to be up in the morning. I get to go to a car show and barbecue cook-off out at a park, and then I will leave there going out to another car show. No, not Saturday. Sunday, I go to the Lowriders, and then when I'm done there, I go to another car show. So 3 car shows this weekend. Gina has an earache, so she can't be out. Evans just got back home. I was out shopping. Were you food shopping? Food shopping. Friday night food shopping. I guarantee that's it. Oh, you have an earache, but not from me talking. That's okay, Gina. You called me how many times today? A few. Oh, you were at the mall. I hope you bought something fun. I haven't been to a mall in, I'm trying to think, 20 some years? Probably. I don't go to malls. And yes, Gina, food shopping on Fridays. We don't food shop on Sundays like you do. All right, kids, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, Gina and Evans. It is 7:16. We've been on for an hour and 16 minutes. May 24th, 2024. We've showed you a lot of tools. If you saw something you like, click over, check it out. If you're watching the replay, like I said, the specials may be done. So you might have missed them because you weren't here live. So hit that follow button and here on Amazon. And so you can know when I'm going live, hit the notifications. Evans, you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Gina, goodbye. Hope you, well, I'm sure I'll hear from you. You'll be out playing baseball. So I greatly appreciate you girls joining me and anybody else that's watching. Hope you found something that piqued your interest or that you've been looking for. So stay safe, and we will see you Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.